get to read now. Thank you, by the way, for your interest in the trivia. Really, the purpose for that was just for you, some of you who may not be so familiar with us, to know what we've done, what the last 3 years have been for us, and what we've been able to do. We thank you for your generosity. I've already explained that. And my piece that I'm going to read for you this evening is along a more scholarly vein, if you believe that. I wrote it 5 days ago on June the 3rd when one of my Facebook friends wrote a status that said, "It was the 3rd of June, another sleepy, dusty Delta day." So this came from that, and it's called "What Happens on Choctaw Ridge Stays on Choctaw Ridge." A Facebook friend reminded me this morning that today is the 3rd of June. A few quick mental calculations later, I realized that it's been nearly 50 years since Billie Joe McAllister, for whatever reason, jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Singer-songwriter Bobby Gentry's Ode to Billie Joe hit the charts in the summer of 1967 as I was car hopping at our local A&W and grinding the gears between my freshman and sophomore years of high school. Many of my ilk and era cut their teenage molars on this memorable tune and its ambiguous Southern Gothic lyrics. Basically, it tells of a young Mississippi girl who, along with the rest of her family, learns of Billie Joe's demise during a dinner-time respite from their plantation chores. As the narrative proceeds, it becomes clear that the girl, the song's narrator, and Billie Joe had a thing going on. Further, we learned that according to the young pastor there on Choctaw Ridge, there's a better than 50-50 chance that she had been seen previously at the same bridge with Billie as the two of them were throwing something off of it. Speculation about what that something might have been ran rampant back in 1967. Some thought it was a ring, while others advanced the darker suspicion of an aborted baby. Of the numerous possibilities that have been suggested, I would like to propose those I, after careful consideration, consider to be the four most likely. 1. Brussels sprouts. It was no secret that Billie Joe detested them. The girl, too, much preferred a meal of black-eyed peas, biscuits, and apple pie, although Bobby Gentry documents that on the particular 3rd of June in question, she purportedly didn't eat much. Number 2, Clary tabs. These were water-clarifying tablets that Billie Joe had concocted earlier that spring in his chemistry class. The Tallahatchie River was known to be extremely muddy, and the young couple was merely trying to clear up the water there. Billie had a penchant for catching frogs and putting them down people's backs at picture shows, and the mud made them so much harder to spot. Billie had great hopes for his invention, and a patent was pending when he met his untimely demise. I told you this was serious, scholarly. Number 3. Billie Joe's senior term paper, plus the research he had painstakingly handwritten on 50 unlined 3x5 index cards. Miss Gogglesnit had given Billie an F for the project because the cards were supposed to have been lined and 4x6. Further, she had criticized his illustrations for the paper, the topic of which was the fascinating mating habits of fruit flies. Billie thought he would get a whooping if his parents found out he had failed an assignment, so he and the girl decided to destroy the evidence. And finally, number 4. I know these are all equally plausible. Number 4, Zeke Delaney. Zeke was the Carroll County bully. Years ago, when they were both children, he had convinced Billie Joe that it was fun to pee on an electric fence. Earlier that week, he had stolen a kiss from the narrator that had lasted a full 5 minutes. Billie Joe thought that was the last straw, and it was his turn for revenge. The girl didn't think it was that bad as kisses go. Personally, I am torn as to which of these possibilities seems most credible. They all seem equally plausible, wouldn't you say? Thank you.